action figure enthusiasts out there. JC here with another TNINews video. And we've got a lot to cover as always, so let's jump right into it. And let's start off with, well, I've got a combination of rumors I wanted to share with you, rumors that I feel pretty confident about, otherwise I wouldn't be sharing it with you. And then some just plain out news. So let's start off with some of just the plain out news. So we'll jump into Star Wars. We'll kick things off with some Star Wars. And this week Hasbro released some new updated images for the packaging for their upcoming Vintage Collection tentative 4 hallway playset. So they announced this, several weeks ago during one of their fan channel, Fan Friday live streams. And you basically, just like with the Bespin carbon freeze chamber, if you really want to be able to use this to its extent to really kind of build out the inner hallways of the ship, you will need to buy more than one, at least 2, maybe even 3. You can do the side where like Darth Vader and the stormtroopers bust through the door, and you can also do the side where Princess Leia gave R2-D2 the plans for the Death Star in the original Star Wars movie. Now, this set also comes with a Rebel Trooper Vintage Collection Rebel Trooper figure that is featured on a Rogue One Kenner-like card back. And of course, if you haven't already, you can pre-order this pretty much anywhere that sells Vintage Collection, including places like our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store. And then for you Storm Collectible fans, they announced just yesterday another exclusive for this weekend's Wonderfest convention that is taking place in Shanghai. So I talked about the first one that they announced for their King of Fighters line. This one is based on the main character from Samurai Showdown. It is a bloody variant. This one is going to be even more limited than the other one. They're only doing 300 pieces of this one, so I assume maybe if they don't sell through them all at this event in Shanghai, they might make them available online at places like Big Bad Toy Store. We've seen that in the past, but we'll just have to wait and see. At this point, right now, the only indication of being able to get this is at this Wonderfest convention. NECA just yesterday finally released the dates for their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle products rolling out this fall. So giving us specific release dates. They've been showing off official images for their Target exclusive animated series 2-packs in Wave 4. And now we've got official release dates to go along with them, as well as some of the Walmart stuff. Now I would advise to take these with a grain of salt, because for instance, like the Triad and Granitor set, which they listed with a release date of yesterday, October 2nd, it had been hitting shelves, it's been hitting shelves for the last couple of weeks, so it definitely came out early. They also had listed the Foot Soldier 2-pack, which they're listing with an October 19th release date. But again, I know that's actually hitting Walmart shelves now. Now with the Target stuff, they also indicated that the dates would apply not only to in-store but online. But again, take that with a grain of salt, because as far as I know of, the Triad and Granitor set has yet to go up, be made available on the Target website. I know people were asking Randy on Twitter about it, and Randy said he had no real control over it, so he didn't know when they would actually be putting it up. So like I said, take these dates with a grain of salt. But just to go over the whole list, so the Triad and Granitor again is on shelves now. The official release date, I guess, was yesterday. The Triceraton and Roadkill Rodney set has got a date of October 15th. Then Splinter and Baxter, which looks like is still slated for this wave. We just haven't gotten the official images yet. That will probably come this coming Tuesday for their next Turtle Tuesday segment. But that one is slated with a release date of October 29th. And then the Xerox and Zork 2-pack has got a November 12th release date. And then one of the ones I'm looking most forward to is the Deluxe Krang Android body figure. That also is slated with a 11/12 release date. Now, of course, these continue to be very difficult to find in many stores. Online, anything on Target's website is near impossible to get because the scalper bots get them in seconds. Hopefully, eventually, NECA will end up putting these up for made-to-order pre-orders on their website, maybe next year. Definitely not this year, but maybe next year we'll see these. Especially like the Krang. I definitely hope they do the pre-order thing with the Krang. Now for the movie stuff, we've got the Casey Jones and Raphael. I guess that's a reissue. I guess they're sending more out to shelves. That's got a October 10th release date. The Foot Soldier 2-pack, officially the release date is October 19th. But again, I've been seeing reports of people finding that already in stores. So if you want to try and get that one, you may want to start checking your Walmart now. Good luck. And these do not apply online for the Walmart stuff. I don't know if Walmart's going to put these up online at all, or if these will end up being sold through NECA's website like they've been doing with most of the Walmart stuff recently. But no indication of like when the Foot Soldier 2-pack will be available online, or if it'll be available online. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And then the final one they list is the Splinter and Shredder, which I believe is referring to just the reissues of the ones that were done at GameStop and the conventions. There is another Shredder Splinter type of 2-pack that has, Splinter before he became a large size rat, in the cage and everything, recreating his origin scene with Shredder before he became Shredder with the scratch on his face. So, but I believe this is referring to the straight up Splinter and Shredder 2-pack, which again is being listed with 11/2 release date. They also have some NECA store stuff, all of which has already gone up for pre-order, and which is why I'm assuming they don't have actual dates next to those. Not sure why they bothered to put those on there. But the Toka and Raza 2-pack, the 1990 accessories set, and then the cartoon diorama, all of which I've talked about previously. And again, all of those already went up for pre-order. They were up for pre-order once each one was up for a week, and you could get them off the NECA store website. Okay, now getting into some rumor news. So with Mcfarland Toys, so first of all, it looks like if you were holding off on getting the Amazon 2-pack, the DC Multiverse 2-pack with the Flash and Red Death, maybe you didn't want the Flash figure, or you'd rather have the single version of Flash and you didn't want to have to buy a second Flash, but you still want the Red Death. It does look like you're going to have an opportunity to get just the Red Death figure. It looks like it is going to be released on a single card back, or in single packaging. I don't know if it'll be exactly the same. Maybe they'll include some lightning running effects like they are doing with the single release of the Flash figure. I don't know, but there is a listing that's popped up on Walmart. It's a placeholder, so it's not actually available for purchase or anything, but there is an indication that there is a single version of Red Death coming to Walmart stores. Now, you may recall back when we first got indications of this figure that it was indicated that it was going to be released at Walmart along with the other DC Metal figures there, and then it kind of disappeared, and then eventually it was announced as a 2-pack at Amazon. So they're releasing the Flash obviously both as a 2-pack and as a single release, and now it looks like they're doing the same with the Red Death. Then for some rumor news, I had seen some of you mentioning this in the comments in the last news video I did, and there are some rumors indicating that we are going to be getting some new figures, an Injustice based on the video game Flash figure, an Injustice Gorilla Grodd figure, which I think fans will be pretty happy with. I think McFarlane will do I haven't seen it or anything, but I think that's a figure McFarlane could do a really good job with. Again, these are based on the video game, but the Grodd really isn't that different. I'm not sure. This is, I believe, from the Injustice 2. I'm not sure if he looks different from the first game. The listings just have it as Injustice, so I don't know. Most of the stuff for the game has been based on the second Injustice 2, but I don't know. But this image is just to give you an idea of what it will probably look like. And then the final thing is Superman versus Devastator. So those might just be pretty much just reissues. Now these come via a Singapore distributor is the first one that put these listings out. And I've seen a number of places start to take pre-orders, overseas places and stuff. And I don't have any further confirmation on any of these other than to say that these Singapore distributors have been pretty dead on when they've been putting stuff out early. So that's basically why I'm sharing it with you. Salome, everybody has joined us. All right. Anyway, so like I said, I don't have any further confirmation other than just these listings that showed up. But again, these distributors have been pretty dead on with their listings of other stuff that they showed early before we got official announcements. So I'm going to say there's probably a decent amount of truth to these listings. Okay, now I've got some Masters of the Universe information to share with you guys. So first of all, just as I was filming this, Super 7 released this image showing off the packaging for the Snake Mountain playset that they did the crowdsourcing for, and this is starting to move. So if you purchase this, you probably will be getting this very soon. Definitely looks incredible, and I love the packaging with the Snake Mountain. I was very tempted to get this one myself, but I just didn't think I had the space for it. I'm not that huge of a Masters of the Universe collector, so I just ended up, it was kind of one of those last minute things where I waffled back and forth. But at the end of the day, I decided I don't have the Castle Grayskull one that was offered through Matty Collector, and I just decided that I just didn't really have the space for this one either. But I do think it looks incredible. I'm probably going to kick myself for not getting it eventually, but this new package image definitely helps in me kicking myself. Factory Entertainment just yesterday announced that they're going to be doing a life-size prop replica of Skeletor's Havoc staff. So while this does have a hefty price tag to it, it's going to cost you in the neighborhood of $500 to $550. There's an early bird discount they're offering right now. You can get it on the Factory Entertainment website, but if you wait, then it's going to go up to $550. And it's about 81 inches tall. Again, it's life size, so that you can actually pretend that you're actually Skeletor and having his Havoc staff, which is actually something I used to do all the time as a kid. Anytime I would have like some type of long stick or something, I'd always think it was Skeletor's Havoc staff. I don't know. So I think this is kind of cool. Probably, it would be hard for me to justify throwing down $500 on this, but still, I think it's very cool. It's said to be pretty heavy, made with metal construction, nice sculpting detail and everything. So if you're a huge Skeletor fan, or you like to cosplay and you've been thinking about doing it as Skeletor and you've got money to spend, this might be one you want to check out. And then finally, for Masters of the Universe, we have what could be possibly our first look at one of the new Masterverse figures, which was announced back in August during PowerCon by Mattel. They didn't show us any of the figures. They showed us some blacked out images of figures. They said these would be, 7-inch collector-like figures, kind of like classics. The general line of thought back then was that these figures would probably focus primarily on the new Netflix series, the Kevin Smith series. But, with the name Masterverse, it's also very likely that this line could incorporate variations of characters all across the board. Now, this image, which was first discovered last month, so I know I'm a little late to this game, but was discovered by AKA Andrew J on Instagram. And this image looks like it comes from a distributor site, which was actually putting up a listing for Masters of the Universe Origins figures. You can see all the other figures are Origins based. But I guess somebody, assuming this is real and everything, I guess somebody goofed and threw in one of the Masterverse figures along with the Origins. And so, again, I can't confirm 100% this is legit or an actual Masterverse figure, but it doesn't look like any other version. The character obviously is Mossman here. It looks like the 2000X version. That's what it looks like it's based on, though being I haven't seen what he'll look like in the new cartoon. The Kevin Smith series has been said that the characters will start off like in the first episode, looking just like they did in the original Filmation cartoon, but then there's this catastrophic event that happens on Eternia, which changes everything. And so I'm guessing as time goes on, characters will get different looks. But again, whether this look, which to me looks much like the 2000X look, whether that's a look they'll end up sporting in the new cartoon, I really couldn't say. But, and again, I can't 100% say this is one of the new Masterverse figures, but it seems like there's a good possibility here. Now, one thing to note, it does not look like this figure is flocked. I really do hope that maybe that is something that will change before the actual figure is released. Obviously, if this is a legit image, it's probably an early prototype. So, even though we don't see it here with this image, I think there's still probably a decent chance that Mattel will give us a flocked Mossman in this line. And then also there's been some more distributor lists for Origin figures that have hit the net. Places like the Entertainment Earth distributor site had put out some listings, and most of these we knew about, but a couple that have stood out to me. So it looks like there's a Hordak figure in the works. There's a Stinkor figure in the works. Not really a big surprise. And then they also list a Triclops figure. Now we know it was stated at PowerCon that they did that fan poll. And so the winner of that fan poll was the first appearance Triclops. That could be what they're listing here. Hopefully, though, we'll get a regular release. I can't imagine we wouldn't. So my guess is, we're going to get both. And hopefully this is for a listing of a regular Triclops. But just want to go and share that information. I'm sure as long as this line, continues strongly, we'll see probably every single Masters of the Universe character that was previously done in a toy line done now. But these are the ones that are coming in the near future, it looks like. Okay, and then we're going to finish off with some Marvel news. So first of all, I just wanted to update on a story I previously talked about, and it's in regards to that Vision and Scarlet Witch 2-pack, which had shown up in computer listings on EB Games. We didn't really have any details about it other than just that it stated Vision and Scarlet Witch. Well, it turns out it looks like what ended up showing up were just those old Toys R Us, originally Toys R Us exclusive 2-packs featuring the MCU Vision and Scarlet Witch figures. So sadly, this does not appear to be based, this listing is not for something brand new. It's just, I guess, EB Games. We've seen some other e-tailers pick those old Toys R Us exclusives up and resell them. And now it looks like it's EB Games' turn on that one. Also, just an update to a story I talked about in the last video where I mentioned about Amazon was originally stating they were going to start shipping out the Mr. Fix-It wave this week, and then there were indications that perhaps that wasn't actually going to happen. Well, everybody, I'm pretty sure, who pre-ordered those figures ended up getting a delayed email yesterday. They waited till the last minute, but it does not look like those have gone out to anybody. Right now, they're saying the figures will ship at the end of October or November. Though I wouldn't be terribly surprised, if they end up shipping a little bit sooner, maybe mid-month. Target stores, especially out in California, have definitely started getting this wave in stock. So, it's not like the figures aren't that far along. So I definitely think Amazon will probably ship these out sooner rather than later. But definitely not this week. Those hoping you'd have them in hand by now, which I'm sure you're already aware of this, but Amazon definitely, it looks like, has delayed those figures. And just another, sharing a collector woe. This is my own woe. Not really a woe, because honestly I'm going to open this figure anyway, and the figure itself is not damaged. But I ordered this figure. It is the Hondo figure, which is a Target store exclusive, the single pack version of him. I ordered it. I managed to grab one off the Target website. These have been out of these Galaxy Edge figures, this one seems to be the hardest one to get. But I managed to get one. I haven't seen this in any of my local stores, but I managed to get one offline. And this is how the figure actually arrived out of the mailer box. Now, the mailer box was completely fine. There was no damage to the mailer box. So this had to have happened before it was actually mailed, before somebody put it in the mailbox, in the cardboard box, and then mailed it out. I don't know what happened here, but you can definitely see this thing has this packaging has been, looks like somebody kind of really roughed it up. Now, the figure itself seems to be fine inside there, and I had every intention of opening this figure to put it on my shelf. So it's not a big deal to me, but at the same time, you do expect your product, especially, sometimes things can happen in the mail, but again, there's no way this happened in the mail because there was absolutely no damage to the outer box. So this had to happen before somebody actually put it in the box and mailed it. So I don't know did it come that way from Hasbro? Was it just a damaged item? And I guess, for somebody, I'm glad I got it because, if you were a mint on cart, if you keep your figures in the packaging, you'd definitely be pissed. So, I'm kind of glad I actually got it since I definitely plan on opening mine. But I just wanted to share that little story. I also, the other week, I ordered the classified Gung Ho from Amazon, and I ended up getting an iPhone case instead. I don't know what happened there. It was easy enough. I just went online. I told them that I didn't get the Gung Ho, and they resent me a new one free of charge, and it ended up here 2 days later, so it wasn't a big deal. But definitely, there's a lot of mishaps in the mail system, it seems like, these days with a lot of these companies, so I guess we'll just have to be patient. Okay, so finally, some news I wanted to share. We got another Eternals leak this weekend. I figure it's only a matter of time before these start slipping out more and more. They're just sitting around in warehouses and stuff, and so people are going to take pictures and put them out there on the internet. So this is our second leak. Now, as far as I know, these figures are still delayed. We're not going to see them on shelves anytime soon. The movies are continuing to be delayed more and more. Eternals now is not going to be out until next November 2021, assuming it doesn't get delayed again. So I don't expect to actually see this figure anytime soon. I believe, as my understanding is, this this image was taken someplace in Hong Kong. The person who first showed the image was Instagrammer Rectangular. So, congrats to him for the scoop on this. And it is of that deluxe figure, Eternals figure. We knew the deluxe figure was coming. We've seen listings for this figure. It is the deluxe Eternals movie Crow character, which to me looks nothing like the comic book counterpart. To me, I see what looks like some type of symbiote mismatch. I don't know. Definitely kind of weird looking, a weird design. Now, indications are this is going to be a Target store exclusive. We actually have a DCPI number for this one already. Though if you go to like someplace like Brickseek or even like the red machines at Target, I don't think it's going to show up. But the DCPI number I'll put in the comments section below. And like I said, I don't really expect to see this figure until next year sometime. But if you're into the Eternals, then I don't think you're going to have too hard a time finding any of these Eternal figures. Okay, so that's it for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about. Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, and until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.